here today with Dr. Kathryn Boger, who is an expert in youth anxiety and OCD, something that many parents can relate to. What are some tips for parents who have kids who might be experiencing these issues?
Being a parent is hard, no matter how you slice it. And when your child has anxiety, your job is that much more challenging. So, what should you do and how should you support your child? Here are some key tips. The first is to acknowledge your child's feelings. So, when a child is feeling anxious, it's so tempting. I'm a parent myself. I know this. It's so tempting to jump into problem solving mode and to try to just fix that problem for them. But this doesn't actually feel great when you're on the other end. So imagine you're having kind of a rough day, and the first thing that someone says to you is, "Oh, you know what you should do?" Doesn't feel so good. Instead, take a pause and try to understand the emotion that your child is feeling and why they might be feeling that way. And then reflect their feelings back to them. So this can really help them feel more understood and less alone. So you could say something like, "You're feeling scared," or "This is hard," or "It makes sense that you're feeling afraid. This is new for you." Another thing you can do is support your child in doing things that feel scary. Anxiety and avoidance, they go hand in hand. And the problem is that while avoidance can lead to relief in the short term, it grows anxiety in the longer term. So, for example, if a child stays home from school to avoid tests, they're probably going to feel relief, but their brain is learning to fear tests, and they're not getting the opportunity to see that they can actually handle taking these tests. And so you want to help your child counter the urge to avoid by encouraging them to take small steps to face the things that they're afraid of. Help them identify and plan for these steps, and then reinforce them for the effort that they're putting into being brave. Another thing you can do as a parent is what we call watering the roses and not the dandelions. Attention is a powerful motivator for kids. When you give attention to a behavior, you're going to grow that behavior and you're going to see more of it. When you ignore a behavior, you're eventually going to see less of it. So in the context of anxiety, we want to pay attention to the brave behaviors and remove attention from the avoidant behaviors. We call this watering the roses, not the dandelions, because the roses are the brave behaviors and the dandelions are the avoidance behaviors. Whatever you water will grow, and you can grow the roses with attention and praise. As a parent, you can also help to notice and name your child's thoughts. Thoughts are not fact, even though they may feel like it. But the thing is, our thoughts can have such a big impact on how we feel and what we do. So you can help your child start to notice and name their thoughts, the thoughts that their brain is sending to them. And as a fun exercise, you and your child can even name your own brains and narrate the process. So for example, you might choose the name Bob for your brain. Something like, "Bob is sending me the thought that I'm in danger," or "Bob is telling me that people are judging me." This can help your child start to create some distance between them and their thoughts, and to see their thoughts for what they are, which is really just a string of words that is going through their head. A final thing that you can do for your child is something that you cannot do. It's to stop doing things for your child. Parents of children with anxiety often try to buffer or prevent their child's anxiety by doing things for them, like providing extra reassurance or changing schedules or plans in response to their anxiety. And this makes kids feel better in the short term, but it actually grows the anxiety in the longer term. And it teaches them to rely on you as a parent. So as a parent, you can practice slowly reducing and eventually removing these behaviors one at a time. And let your child know why you're doing this. Let them know that you have learned that these behaviors are actually growing their anxiety and you're not willing to do that. Be prepared that your child may have strong reactions at first until eventually they adjust and their brains learn that they can handle each of these things on their own.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us. Those are some great tips for parents.